don't know. It's fine for me.
I just think it's funny because, like on Futurama, when the phones kept getting smaller, like they're like, oh yeah, it's this little tiny thing that goes in your ear, and now phones are like this big.
Well, for me, it was all about gaming and watching YouTube and shit, so I wanted the bigger screen. Plus, I'm fucking losing my sight and going blind. It helps. Anyway,
all right.
Enough about my phone. Let's talk about video games.
Yes.
And I'm Stupid J.
I'm Big Mike. Today we're reviewing, boom, Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, you better start this one, my friend.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? I'll tell you everything I think is great about it.
Go ahead, tell me everything you think is great about it.
Looks awesome.
It
really does
amazing.
look awesome.
It looks amazing.
I like some of the newer stuff they tried with it. The Eagle Vision finally is useful. I hated Eagle Vision in all the games.
Yeah.
I think it was better with tracking in the snow and doing shit like that. Really cool.
I still barely used it. I'm so used to playing it that I because I know that Eagle Vision's usually terrible, so I just don't even turn it on anymore.
I enjoyed playing around with some new weapons, bow and arrow, shit like that, and like the characters. Voice acting's awesome, like usual. Really, you didn't like some of the voice actors?
I liked most of the voice actors except for our main character here.
He was alright.
No, he wasn't. He was terrible.
I thought the British guy was better.
He got... I swear he got that job because he could speak... I don't know.
Mohawk?
What? Yeah. Is that what... Okay. Because when he was speaking his native language, it sounded amazing. When he's speaking English, he may as well have been the guy who was Altair. Oh, hi, I am going to kill this guy now. Just horrible. But then, you know, he actually had inflection and like, feeling in his voice when he's speaking Mohawk.
Yeah.
So, I get it. That's why. Because I'm sure not too many people speak that anymore, especially fluently. So it was cool to hear him, but when he's speaking English, it's terrible.
And again, good writing like always. Good locations as always. And that's it. That's all I have that's good.
I liked it's brutal. Like his kills just they seem to keep getting like more brutal the way they kill people. But I mean, there's times he'll like grab somebody and then like stab him in the eye and then like in the neck and then he like breaks his neck. It seems like they just go on forever and then he takes the tomahawk out right into their skull. It's just it's fun to watch. There's a lot of new animations. The way he runs and jumps and everything looks just amazing. Once it gets going, the story's great. I love how they start the story and they end the story. There's no Ezio, the next game's not going to be the night that 2 started was when Brotherhood, or the night that 2 ended was the where Brotherhood started. That's not how this is going to be. This story started and this story ended, and that's fantastic. The Desmond stuff, it took them 5 games. I finally like Desmond. Finally. I'm not going to say any more about Desmond because
he's always the worst part of the games.
Yeah, but they actually make you like him, and then something happens. But anyway, back to the Connor part. It takes a while to get good. This game takes a while to get going. The Haytham part takes a while to get going. Once you're finally into the Haytham stuff, it's over. And then you have to start with Connor as a kid. And then Connor takes a while to get going. And he's just a horrible character to start with. Like, he's a dick. Like, he's unlikable. But then he grows as a character, which is amazing. But it takes so long for that to happen, because I'm like playing this, I'm like, I don't want to be this guy Haytham. I want to do the Connor stuff. But then after a while, I'm into it. And then it stopped. And then you're Connor, and it's like, oh, finally I'm Connor. Oh, kill me now, but till he gets his robes, and then it just takes a while to get going again. But then once you get to Hatham again, you're not him, but you do stuff with him. Then the story gets rolling, and then it's a great Assassin's Creed game. It just takes a long time to get there. So you can't start this game going, nah, we're just going to do this. You have to, it's an investment of time to get it. But if you make that investment, it pays off. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, as far as bad stuff goes, the climbs, just like the rest of it, take a while to get going. Because in the beginning, your climbs are literally, you go to the front of the church and you just climb straight up. And I don't like that. I've been playing Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed for years and years and years.
You like the puzzle part of it.
I love to figure out the climbs. The climbs, until you get to the trees and into the ships, the climbs are boom, up. You go up. That's all there is to it. So that kind of drove me nuts a little bit. But, you know, that was sort of a little thing. That's not, obviously not the main reason you play Assassin's Creed. Well, maybe some people do. And if you do, it takes a while, but the climbs eventually get better. And it sort of drove me nuts that you start out as good of an assassin as you're going to get. Once you get the robes, your equipment is as good as it needs to be the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So all your money is spent on your side stuff, building up your ship and doing all that stuff, which I didn't do because I didn't like to do the ship stuff. So then when I needed to do the ship stuff, my ship wasn't up to par. So I kept dying during those,
yeah.
and that was driving me nuts. But then I figured out, what I needed to do to make that go better. But just like everything else in the game, it's an investment. You have to do it, or else you're not going to have a fun time. And as far as the story goes, that's what I got. I actually have a lot on the multiplayer.
Well,
So-
you've always played this multiplayer.
This is the
since
only
2.
multiplayer I like since Brotherhood. There was no multiplayer in 2.
Was
No.
it Brotherhood?
Brotherhood's
Okay, I
the
thought it
first
was
one.
2.
Nope. So do you have anything bad about it?
I got a lot bad about it.
Go
I got a
ahead.
lot bad, and I don't even know where to start. First of all, I wish I had $1.
Just don't take too long.
I wish I had $1 for every time I died. I'd have $200 in my pocket.
Really?
I died constantly. Constantly. Hey, go follow this person. Okay, we see you. Oh, okay, that was fun. Oh, chase this person through the trees, but the controls are so bad, so you fall out, and then you get eaten by wolves.
No, you're right. The chases are annoying.
Yeah, I have the same. Now, this is going to be one of those we're going to agree to disagree, because you usually never have problems with controls for these games.
Mm-hmm.
But you play these more than anyone I know. I don't. Thus, I know the problems with them too much. And I'm bad with these controls. Always have been. And it's always been my major problem with these games. I can always deal with the other problems if it just worked, if the character did what I wanted him to do. Then I would probably love this game 10 times as much.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my frustration is jumping backwards off a building for no reason. Falling out of the, well, you don't fall out of the tree, but jump and then I go this way for no reason.
That happens a lot more in this one than it did.
And what was my other control issues? Aiming. Aiming is ridiculous. It's easier to just hit Y and do a quick draw.
Mm-hmm.
I got better shots with that than I did with, because when you go to reload or whatever, it's all that you have to aim now, and that it's terrible. And you're lucky to even, the only time the reticle shows up is when you have it over your target, unless you have really good vision, which I don't. This is why I have a TV this big. I had a lot of problems with that. The fighting, I know, is something else you don't have issues with. I did. There are times where I could fight 10 dudes, and I could parry every single one and kill every guy. And then there's ones where I'd parry the first guy, I'd be in the middle of this awesome kill combo, which is cool. But it's like 5-6 hits, and then another guy's shooting me, you know, sticking his sword up my ass, everything else, and I'm getting my ass walloped. Or I try to hit defend again, but because I'm in the middle of the combo, it reacts slower.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those games where if there's too much going on at once, the response time goes to shit. And this happened in the previous games, and it happened to me this time too. I know.
Install them on your hard drive.
I have like 2 gig left on my hard drive. It's all Skyrim's fault. It really is. But I couldn't get into it. I don't know if it's because I have so much invested into Ezio that I love the shit out of him, and I don't know what it is.
It helps if you use your Uplay points and get Ezio's outfit, and then you can just pretend it's Ezio.
I mean, I don't know what... I mean, I didn't love Revelations, but 2 and Brotherhood, I always recommend, because they're great and fun games. And, you know, and I think part of the reason why I love those games is because they start off with shithead in present day, or a little bit in the future, whatever, and then you're lost. You are lost in this ancient time period, and you forget you're in a machine, and it's fun. This one constantly reminds you you're in the Animus all the time. Hey, go talk to this guy. Okay, how can I tell? Oh, he's the guy that has like static flashing around him and shit. You know, I didn't even get that. I couldn't even get that experience making me feel lost in this time period. And that's one of my favorite things about this game. And unfortunately, I think that's what most people's favorite thing is the game. I know the story is about Desmond, you know, but I don't think anyone plays it for Desmond. I don't. I know you don't.
No.
I don't know anyone who does. We play it because these are awesome time period games that we enjoy playing. And I wish it would just, yeah, it's timing out. I just wish it would have... It just constantly reminds me in this one that you're in the Animus. And that was a real pain in the neck. I couldn't even get lost in it.
Yeah.
I really couldn't enjoy this game. And when it comes to my recommendation, I can't recommend it either. I didn't enjoy it. I'm gonna tough it out and try to finish it, because at this point in time, I didn't completely finish the game. I'm up there, but I didn't finish it yet because I died 200 times, broke 1 controller. Yeah, I had to keep stopping, so I had to stop playing this game constantly. So I don't know, man. I couldn't get into it. I'm always gonna recommend Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood.
2 and Brotherhood are still the best ones. This is not the best one.
Yeah, I say if you're new to the series, go straight to 2, and then play Brotherhood. And in my opinion, you don't need to play anymore. I think those are the 2 only games worth playing. Revelations was okay, and I really don't like what they did to Ezio to that.
No, I think
and this just I couldn't get into it. I tried, I played, and all it did was get more and more pissed off, and I was disappointed. I think that's another reason. I was so looking forward to play this. I couldn't wait to be Connor. You know, I'm really into Native American history, you know, with my wife and everything, and it took me 3 hours just to even get to the Connor to start, you know, and I just wanted to bash my head against the wall. So, and not that I didn't like the first character you play, I did.
He's awesome.
But when you're like playing, you know, I'm like, this is not what they advertised whatsoever, and I was really getting pissed off. Now I could have played the whole game with him. He was a cool character, good voice actor, and I enjoyed it. But it wasn't anything that I expected, and I think that was definitely part of the
Well, you still get
disappointment.
plenty of time with Connor.
Yes. So
Did you play the multiplayer at all?
no, not on this one. I didn't have time either.
The multiplayer is pretty much the same. They added, you know, some new modes, which I didn't play because I only play...
Free for all.
Yeah, I only play the original, you know, you're looking for somebody and they're looking for you.
Yeah.
I love the maps on this. There's a lot of new improvements to, like, line of sight, and, you know, you get some new weapons and ways to do things. It's basically, you know, in Brotherhood, they came up with a great multiplayer. Revelations, they made it better. In this one, they make it better. You know, there's nothing ever really groundbreaking in this series, but I'm not gonna say anything bad to it until they start making them worse. I can't, you know, it's like, oh, I get the same thing, but I get the same thing that I like. So, and they do keep making everything better as far as multiplayer. Like, the multiplayer always gets better. You know, up until this point, they were making the controls better. The controls are a little bit weird, but you do get used to it. So, you know, they haven't ruined anything. This one's not gonna blow you away. But it's a solid Assassin's Creed game. So if you're a fan of the series like I am, I definitely recommend it. I got the collector's edition with the season pass, so I get all the DLC, which the DLC that's coming out looks amazing. It also came with a bunch of Benedict Arnold extra missions, which were awesome, and you know, there's some extra multiplayer stuff. But I'm really looking forward to the DLC for this one. So yeah, I'm gonna say, if you're a fan of the series, it's definitely worth it. It's a great Assassin's Creed game, but it's nothing mind-blowing. If you're new to the series, do start with 2.
Definitely.
Do start with 2 and Brotherhood, and if you like them, keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't like 1 until after I finished 2 and knew sort of the formula. So, yeah, I always tell people start with 2, but this is not a good jumping off point. You should know. You should know the history of the franchise
the main
from
story
2.
With Desmond. You should definitely know the main Animus and the Desmond, because that's basically what it really is about.
Yeah, they said...
And to start here, you're just kicking yourself in the balls. There's really no point.
Yeah.
Because Ezio is really awesome.
Yeah.
He really is a great character to start with.
The Desmond stuff gets complicated, so unless you built the Desmond stuff up knowing how to do it, you're going to be lost with the Desmond stuff. They said when they made this game that this was going to be a good place for new players to start. I don't think it is. I still think 2 is the best place to start. But this is a very good game, so I mean, I recommend to buy it. So, but that's it.
And I stay far away from it, very, very far away. But you know, to each his own.
Yeah,
to each his own.
So,
but of course, you know, you always know who's the better reviewer.
So like us on Facebook and like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Yes. And that's all. Because that's all you need to know.
That is all you need to know.